Nation, we are back. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is, a midday matinee. Welcome to the latest installment of the Graphic and Wasted Show.
Or the Wasted of Graphic Show, whichever way you like to slice it. Listen, this is not a midday matinee, Graph.
For me, it is. For me, it is.
Yeah, this is normally the time that the Wasted One cooks. And today, today, yes, we have the Graphic and Wasted Show.
You love.
And I'm gonna tell you about something.
No. It's the Wasted and Graphic Show. Don't get it confused, bro.
Wait. Hold on, bro. Look, we gotta confuse them a little. It's like Ren and 10 right here, man.
The hip hop Dalmatian. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, make sure you guys wipe them feet on the way in. Pay your bar tabs. That means get those likes up, and also hit that subscribe button on both channels. Also, we see Green Dot and Get Off My Lawn Gang heavy in the building. If you guys want to become members, hit the links, they're pinned up top. They definitely help us keep the lights on over here at Shillmore. 2-4. I want to say I apologize, my brother. I think you put up a super yesterday or the day prior when I did my solo show. I did not read it. Just want to say salute to one of the mod fathers. Yes, I went back and checked it out. I'm like, damn, I missed it. It was like a $2 super. Hey, man, we hate it. No disrespect, my brother. Real talk.
Look, it was all disrespect. 2-4. Boo this man.
There's a lot to talk about. You know, we did one of our shows last night. We talked about, the Jalen Ramsey situation. We talked about a lot of stuff. Nick Chubb just signed his deal today, you guys. 1 year, up to $5 million with the Texans. It's officially official. But today, man, we got some news. Ian Rappaport, I believe, was the first one on the case. The Green Bay Packers have officially releasing two-time Pro Bowler Jaire Alexander. This is a guy that, 5'10", when healthy, is one of the best corners in football. He's missed 20 games in the past 2 seasons, Wasted. I mean, we're not going to sit here and act as though he's been the most durable guy, because he has not. He has missed a ton of football. But when healthy, he is one of the better corners in football. How do you feel about this? Because there's already a ton of teams, kind of in the running here. Well, just let me say this. The media are throwing teams out there. Philadelphia is one of them, which is interesting because he's from the area. He's from Philadelphia. I think that they could use another corner. He's 28 years old, I believe. Yeah. That would be an interesting fit out there. He's still fairly young. He wouldn't have to be a guy that would go out there and play every snap for them, because he hasn't been the most durable guy in football. They're coming off of a Super Bowl performance where the defense performed really well. I'm seeing the Niners. I'm seeing the Commanders. Minnesota is an interesting team. He may stay in with
the suspects, man. The usual suspects.
Yeah. And then you see our Raiders as well being definitely one of the teams to potentially target for the services of Jaire Alexander. How you feel about this move, man?
I mean, look. It depends, right? Because like we just said, man, this guy has only appeared in just 14 regular season games over the previous 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And the thing is, the issue that he's been dealing with, I know the second half of the season was a knee injury.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're dealing with a situation where we have a guy with a lower extremity injury. He's, stone's throw away from 30 years old.
Yeah.
And this is a guy who thinks that his market value is more than probably everyone else.
He's not signing nothing but a 1-year deal at this point, Wasted. I'm sorry.
Well, listen, and that may be how we view it, right? But he might not view it in that prism, right? Now, the Packers signed Nate Hobbs to a 4-year, $48 million deal in free agency. Mm-hmm. Kind of saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
We already picked up Eric Stokes, right? And now the Raiders really should go bring in the guy who kind of made Eric Stokes whatever they thought of Eric Stokes. It's probably a byproduct of Jaire Alexander being on the other side of him, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Now, this is the thing, right? When you start talking about, advanced metrics and things like that, PFF numbers, I want to pull some of that up with Jaire Alexander, right? So last year, he had a run defensive grade of 57.8, coverage grade of 78.3, which is excellent. It was 16 out of 222 corners and a 75.2 overall grade. He didn't play a whole lot last year. He had 2 picks, 15 solo tackles, 14 receptions allowed, and 0 total pressures, man. So, this is a guy who, if healthy, can be highly productive. Now, the thing is, since he's released, now we can go into a situation where we can kind of introduce him to the culture of that tax-free state. I think if they're in on him, can definitely sign him. I think we have an inside track because we have a need that's a little greater than the other teams that have been mentioned.
And once again, you mentioned no state tax. I would offer a heavily incentivized deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, give him a shit ton of money, but make sure that a lot of it is allocated towards playing time. You know what I mean? You can't make him one of the richest corners in football right now, and he's missed 20 games in the past 2 seasons. And real quick, let's go across this laundry list of injuries that he's had in the past. Shoulder injury, missing 13 games in 2021. 2 early season games with injuries to his quadriceps and his groin in 2022. Missed games in 2023 due to a shoulder injury, including a Week 8 loss to the Rams. He also missed a game with the knee injury in November. 2020. Also, he was suspended for contract detrimental to the team for 1 game out there in Green Bay. And then last year, he dealt with a groin injury, knee injury that sidelined him a ton. So it's an extensive injury history. Once again, I'm all for bringing in Jaire, brother, but it has to make sense.
Pull it on up, my brother. Pull it on up. We want to show people what this really looks like in real time. Yeah. I sent you a tab.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Now you see it right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Durability 2.44. Nasty.
Unbelievable. Now here goes the laundry list of injuries, guys. Read it and weep. read it and weep. Look, man, Raider fans, we have a tendency of wanting every free agent, right? We want everybody that is out there, because when we think of all of this, we're looking at them as them being at the height of their powers. You got to understand, Jaire Alexander is not a move that you can view from that prism, because he is coming off of lower extremity injuries, man. Knees, groin injuries, things of that nature. Shoulder. These are all body parts that are imperative to be in the corner.
Concussion, thumb torn, groin.
Yo, cutting, hitting, lowering your shoulder.
Bro, there's some shit on there I didn't even know we had in our body.
Oh my God.
But he broke that shit.
Jaire, the petri dish of injuries. It is crazy. Now, look, I would be remiss to say that he is a great consolation prize based off of the way that the Jalen Ramsey market goes.
Definitely.
He's a great consolation prize. So I think the Raiders need to really kind of jump in action, right? Kick the tires. And this could be a spy tech move, even though I'm going to be real with you, man. I think there's another move that I could see John Spytek making, and this is not the one. This doesn't really line up with the way they've been going about their business. They've been really, really heavily focused on guys who, one, love the game, guys who have a heavy snap count, guys who are available that play, and guys that are kind of all bought in. And Jaire Alexander, I'm not trying to call him some malcontent or anything like that, but he is a guy who's been kind of a squeaky wheel, right? He might not be the best guy to bring into a situation that is a budding situation in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I agree. But once again, I have no issue bringing him in on a deal, a heavy incentives, and all about playing time. When he's out there, he's a phenomenal talent, but he's rarely been out there. Also, some big news out there on the linebacker front, you guys. Today, it was
this is what I've been waiting for.
The Cincinnati Bengals are set to release linebacker Germaine Pratt. This is a guy that, is very underrated, man. Played in 17 games last year, had 2 picks, was top 10 in tackles in football last year. I think he had 143 combined, 80 solo, 63 assists. He is a tackling machine. This would be one of them type of moves that I would make. 6 passes defense, 2 forced fumbles. This is the guy that they're trying to move on from because he needs a new deal. I think they just brought in 2 new linebackers through the draft. I think they're trying to get a little younger there. But this guy is not old by any means. You know what I mean? But once again, they got younger there on the defensive side of the football. And it's clear that the Cincinnati Bengals are one of the cheapest organizations when it comes to taking care of the players, especially the defense.
That's always been Mike Brown's MO. Right.
Yeah,
this is another gentleman who, and look, man, everybody talks about how Mark Davis inherited the team. Listen, that is boilerplate across the National Football League. There are very few people now, the new age owners are buying their teams, but their kids inherit these teams. The old guard of owners inherited their teams. And Mike Brown is a guy who got a stadium that was paid by 100% public money. The stadium is paid off. Anytime there's an event at their stadium, he gets 100% of the money. Yep. This is the guy who has been riding the gravy train of the National Football League forever. And there's some owners that
those fans deserve better too. I've been out there multiple times. They're really good fans. They deserve better out there in Cincinnati.
But even beyond that, right? There have been teams that are okay with not winning. The Cincinnati Bengals, and I hate to be that guy, right? But the Cincinnati Bengals are one of those teams that they're okay. They're probably okay if they get that NFL money, if they get those season tickets, and if Mike Brown just spends enough to make them look like they're trying to get.
Pay Burrow, pay Chase. You pay the 2 guys that make it look splashy, just enough to continue to bring people into the building.
It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Now, you got to ask yourself right now, why would they have not done this, right? Now, I can see why, right? Because the Bengals landed Demetrius Knight Jr. in the 2nd round and Barrett Carter in the 4th round. So they are a team who, and that was a smart move, right? They went out there and they went around the dance floor and got younger at linebacker and cheaper. So it makes a whole hell of a lot
smart, very smart.
So
they already knew that Germaine Pratt was disgruntled before the draft wasted. It was already a foregone conclusion that he was trying to get out of there. Like he was already basically stating, like, please get me out of here. Like there was already trade talk before the draft.
Well, so they knew and then instead of cutting Pratt after they draft these guys, they relocated his locker, shoving him into a corner near the defensive back room to make room for Knight and Carter. They let him know the quiet thing out loud.
And they got two young linebackers. Demetrius Knight is one of them ones, and Carter can be definitely one of those ones. Salute to midnight. If we don't get Jaire Alexander, then we get Ramsey after July 1st. Me personally, I still prefer Jalen Ramsey, midnight.
Yeah.
Move a 4th rounder, and then I would love to bring Germaine Pratt in as well. If that would cap a perfect offseason to me. Do I think we're going to get both of them? No, I don't at all. I mean, we'd be lucky to get one, but I would love to bring in. I mean, Pratt would be a great addition to that defense, man. Like honestly, bro,
he definitely would. He's a tackling machine.
Him and Landon together.
We're going to look at some of his coverage grades real soon. But this is something that I kind of had on my radar because this is a guy who requested a trade in February. This is 5 months in the making, man. This is no surprise to anybody who has their ear to the NFL grindstone, right? And not for nothing, right? Pratt is a guy that to me deserved better, man. Mm-hmm. He deserved better, man. He took a lot of heat from the Cincinnati Bengals fan base, i.e. Alex Kappa as well.
Yeah.
Right. And I think there's a little sickness in that Cincinnati building, man. But he was an integral part of the franchise kind of turning things around a couple of years ago, man. Mm-hmm. He was a turnover forcing demon on defense, bro. And I hope he can rekindle some of that with the Raiders.
I mean, why would they take care of him when they're not even taking care of Trey Henderson? You know what I'm saying? Like a guy that led the league in sacks last year with 17.5. And I know some people may say, we can't play the run. He can't play the run. That guy gets to the quarterback. He is a game wrecker. I don't know how you don't take care of your guys, but this one makes sense.
This is a guy who played in 96 out of a possible 98 games over his career. He missed one of the 2 he missed in 2021 in the finale when they rested all of their starters. So he really's only missed 1 game.
He is the Najee Harris of the linebacker position.
Yeah, I mean, and look, he missed week 3 of 2022 with a knee injury, but the guy, has had 604 tackles. Ranking 16th in the league since 2019, man. Mm-hmm. He's been super impactful. The guy attacks the football, man, and he's a guy who gets ball carriers down on the ground, man.
Yes.
And also, he's had 7 forced fumbles, 5 fumble recoveries, and 7 interceptions, man. Yeah. And that doesn't include the interception that set off one of the biggest parties in Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? They went to the
God, the Derek Carr pick in the wild card. Yes.
Yeah. So look, man, listen, this is a guy for me, right? When I look at him, and not to drone on right here, right? But his overall PFF grade, we know we don't put a tremendous amount of credence on PFF all the time, but Germaine Pratt's a guy who has a 70.1 run grade, 63 out of 189 possible linebackers. His coverage grade's 53. It's kind of a mid coverage grade, but his overall grade is 60.6.
He would be the best cover. He'd be the best cover linebacker that we had immediately, though.
Yeah. And the thing is,
I'm not saying a lot, but I'm just saying.
But bro, look, Lou Anarumo is a good defensive coordinator, right? But I don't think that he is the equal of a Pete Carroll.
That's
right?
why I think he made
a head coach, and this is why you make that move. I think Germaine Pratt can come in here and play that Bobby Wagner, Malcolm. Oh my God, he played for us. Malcolm. He's
Super Bowl MVP.
Super Bowl MVP. Malcolm
Smith.
Huh?
Malcolm Smith.
Malcolm Smith, bro. I'm getting old. He can play that role for us. I think the Raiders showed you the quiet thing out loud that they feel like they need to improve the linebacker room. They let the linebackers walk. They went out and signed a bunch of bargain basement guys with high ceilings that have played well. But I think this would be their best linebacker signing if they make it. And I think this is one that they need to prioritize over bringing one of those corners.
I hear you. And salute to Foster. We should definitely bring in Germaine Pratt. But also, he brought up Lou, which was a great take by Wasted. He is down there in Indianapolis now. They can use another linebacker. Do not be shocked if Germaine Pratt ends up down there in Indianapolis, reunite with his former defensive coordinator. I can see that. Or, maybe he says, I want to go to a contender. Maybe he says, I want to go to a no state tax spot like the Raiders or somewhere in Florida. Who's to say? But this would be a great, great pickup by the Raiders if we can make this move. Salute to my guy Xavier. Salute to the chat, man. Salute to Zon. Salute to 2-4. Salute to all our people here in the building. Salute to our resident troll in the building, Alex Raider, always coming through with some cappuccino, some Kappa Donna in the building. My guy, Alex Raider, 3-5, the troll god. Salute to Q. The UDFA linebacker, Jalen Walker, is the best cover linebacker, or Jalen Smith. Well, once again, Jalen has to make this roster. You know what I'm saying? So, and I like the kid out of Indiana. I think that he could be a sneaky addition to this defense, but he has a lot to do to be in order to make this team. They got some veterans in the building. Pete loves his veterans as well. He wants some guys that can help instill the culture. Landon Roberts, Devin White, Jalen Smith, and then we got our own guys and Tommy Eichenberg in year 2, Amari Gainer in year 2. It's going to be very tough for him and Lindenberg to make this roster, honestly. But I would love to see that kid make this roster. I think he's a very underrated player coming out of Indiana, and I think he was a sneaky steal for us at the UDFA spot. Definitely, man.
That's factual, bro. So let me ask you a question, right? I did this comparison probably like a week or two ago when we started talking about Jaire Alexander and Jalen Ramsey. And the thing to me was Jalen Ramsey has been just durable. He's there. He's a guy who was on a Hall of Fame trajectory, and if he can kind of string together a few more years, Jalen Ramsey will be one of those guys, right? Mm-hmm. Super Bowl winner, just the most accomplished cornerback in this league, right?
Yeah.
The thing about Jaire Alexander is this though. I think that Jaire Alexander, I don't think his market is as robust as people think. Jaire, I don't. This is a guy that was going into the 2025 season with the $16.1 million base salary, $24 million cap number, right? So this is not a guy that's going to come in and play for peanuts. And his ability is his availability. His availability is kind of spotty, bro.
Toasty, you can be the 4th best corner in football when you play in 7 games. Like he didn't play the entire season. He missed 10 games last season. He missed 10 the year prior as well. He's missed 20 games in the last 2 years. I understand what you're saying is still true, but he did not play. Now, Jalen Ramsey played in all 17 games last season. So it's going to be a lot harder for him to match, what Jaire Alexander did. So, 7 games, he looked really good. I mean, played at a high level. That's who Jaire is. But once again, what are you getting with him at this point? We just went over a long laundry list
of reasons why. And you know what? Toasty just kind of reaffirmed exactly what I said 5 minutes ago, Wasted Ben told you, yo, you're what you are looking at is you're viewing Jaire Alexander from the prism of what he was. You have to deal in the now. And the now is Jaire Alexander's a guy that's got a lot to prove. Yeah. You want the bag, you might have to take that little year furlough with the Raiders to get that money up so that people can see that you can kind of stay, durable. I mean, guys, look, we put it up for you. Graphk has it up right here, man.
Yeah, but he's also missed a ton of games earlier on in his career. This isn't just
2017. Let's read it. Non-football, right? Unspecific strain. Alexander missed 4 games with a sprained knee. Yeah. 2017, October 4th, same year. Alexander aggravated his knee injury, missed 1 more game. Then in the same year, 2017, October the 25th, Alexander broke a bone in his hand during practice and missed another game. 2018, missed 2 games with a groin injury. 2018 again, December, Alexander missed week 17 with a groin injury. It's unclear if it was related to the groin injury that cost him time earlier that season. It probably would shut him down, right? 2020, Alexander broke his right thumb and
missed the game.
Yeah, wait. He in the loss of the Niners. So that was the end of the season, but it was a grade 1 ligament.
2021 missed almost the whole season. Only played in 4 games.
So let's not jump the line, Graphk. Let's read it out here. We want to, you know why? Because we got to spell this out for everybody who's sitting around here thinking that like there's some fire sale on Jaire Alexander, bro. Like the Raiders probably might say, I don't want to sign up for the Jaire Alexander business here, bro.
Well, also, wait, so real quick before you get into that long laundry list of shit, once again, it wasn't Green Bay couldn't trade him. They couldn't trade him. They couldn't move him.
Untradeable, and you, my friend, have the attention span of a fruit fly. Uneffing believable, this guy.
Talk your shit, Wasted.
The F up out of here, Graphk. No, but nah, for real. Seriously, bro. We can't view him as the guy he used to be. He's not that guy anymore, bro. He just is not that guy anymore. And Graphk, I'm gonna be real with you, man. If his market wasn't robust to be traded for, right? I don't know whether or not people are gonna be running to the front of the line to sign an oft-injured guy with an attitude.
It may take some time for him to sign. And honestly, this may be a situation, you guys, where Jaire is overvaluing himself. We see this year in and year out with these guys. He's probably going to think he's going to get a massive deal, and wherever he goes, they're going to sign him probably on a 1-year deal. And he's going to have to prove it that he can stay healthy. I mean, come on, man. 20 games in the last 2 seasons. It's not going to be easy for him to go out there and get it back.
So what about his former team? Oh, not his former. I'm thinking about Germaine Pratt, but what about Mike Hilton, man?
I would love it. I mean, what is Hilton's 31 years old, I believe. He would be the best addition to play the slot right now. He'd be the best player that we would have on this roster. But I think they're really high on Harper, man. I do. And I think that they've been talking about how they're gonna, deploy, Chinn out there playing strong and in the box and in the slot. I just feel like they're gonna give so many different looks that they're not really worried too much about going out there and getting like that full-time slot guy. I don't think they're too much worried about it. I think they're looking for versatility. They want guys that can play all around. And, he would definitely be a dude that start from day one. But once again, Harper, safety, playing the slot. Chinn, playing the slot, play safety, get in the box. I mean, all these guys. Trey Taylor has had reps. I don't think that they want to go that route. Would I like to have Hilton? Definitely. I would love to bring him in and battle it out for that slot spot. But I'd rather go with somebody, man, that can potentially take away one side of the field. Whether that's
I want a boundary corner. If I'm going to go outside of the building, I want a guy that plays on the boundaries, because the slot is a nuanced thing, right? I got a bunch of guys that are sitting there, collecting dust on the bench that I can use that are young and athletic and play downhill. Now, everybody keeps talking about Harper, right? Everybody's like, oh, well, he looks solid. How the F does anybody know?
Hey, real quick, Toasty, he said in a recent interview, Thornton said Lonnie J is the best. He said that on this show. I mean, he mentioned him. He said that he was one of the guys that like hasn't been getting a ton of attention, has been playing out of his mind out there in Henderson. So yeah, those were his exact words.
In the recent interview, because I'm sure you read that on what the shout out to, what was that, the Raider Beat?
Yes, look to our guys over at Raider Beat for sure.
Shout out to the Raider Beat. I'm sure he read that on the Raider Beat. But Toasty Topics, you have a short attention span too. It was here on this show. The F up out of here, Toasty Topics.
Toasty getting toasted with this topic.
The F up out of here.
Salute to my guy, Toasty. But look, once again, you guys, there's going to be some teams that will take a flyer on him. If he wants to go play for, a team that can compete for a Super Bowl right now, he may go home. He's from Philadelphia. I can see him going out there and signing a 1-year prove-it deal, going out there and playing for a Super Bowl. It could happen, or maybe there is a team out there that says, we'll pay the money. I don't see that. But we just see New England pay Stephon Diggs a shit ton of money coming off of his catastrophic injury, and he's north of 30 as well, right?
Yeah, but he's knee deep in BBL right now. The cup is runneth over.
Yeah.
The cup is runneth over, man. He is knee deep in Bronx BBL right now.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stephon Diggs.
Again, that Bronx tail.
That's right. That's right. The Bronx is hold on. The Bronx is burning right now. She a G-string, so it could be.
There you go. Salute to everybody here in the building. 1 year, I'm fine with. I want to win now. One Nation, I'm cool with that too. And the thing is, man, I think that Pete knows that he doesn't have a lot of time. A lot of time. He's 73 years old, right? But I think that he truly believes in what we have in the building. We need another corner. We need to add one more. I don't care if, and we talked about him yesterday, even if it's Rasul Douglas, a big body guy that would probably be great in what Pete Carroll's trying to do, on the defensive side of the ball. Add that, and I'm good. I just feel like we're still a little thin in that room because you're putting a lot on Darian Porter's plate in year one. Like if this thing goes with what we have right now, you're depending on a guy in DCAM in year two, a guy in Jacorian coming off a nasty shoulder injury in year three, a guy in Porter that, is a rookie season, and a guy in Stokes who hasn't been healthy since year one, since his rookie season pretty much.
There's not one guy in the corner room that has played high-level football.
No, at all.
There's not one person. That's the thing that makes you a little worried. Like, even with the linebacker group, right? Devin White has played at a high level. Jalen Smith, if they make it, has played at a high level. Landon Roberts has played at a high level, won a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. The problem with the corner room is there's a whole lot of hopium and potential, but there is no one in that room that you could say, I know what he is.
Hey,
that whole room is a big question mark.
Is the most proven corner that we have Darnay Holmes?
Honestly, I would beg to differ. I would say it's Jacorian Bennett in a cup of coffee.
And that's a half a season of production.
Yeah, that's him having a cup of coffee being effective.
Yeah.
So, but look, it's crazy. I need a cup of coffee, and there's no one here but me. I'm home alone. I don't have none of my ladies here.
I love it. Struggle, man. Salute to the chat. Salute to Delano Raider. Wipe them feet. Support our guys. Yes. Make sure you guys wipe them feet. Pay your bar tabs. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. And Rich, this is the thing. We don't know what we have yet. We could have one in Porter. We could have one in Jacorian. We could have one with Stokes if healthy and ready to go. I don't know. The thing is, it's the unknown. You know what I mean? You don't want to go into this season with this fan base so excited with the addition of Pete Carroll, Spy Tech, Brady in the mix, Chip Kelly calling the O, bringing over Geno for the third round pick. And then you're struggling to stop the pass in a pass-heavy league right now where you're facing Mahomes twice a season, Knicks twice a season, and Justin Herbert twice a season. It's just you need to make sure that you have somebody in that room that is proven. Just somebody, even if it's a veteran that, like I said, Rasul Douglas, a guy that at times has played at a high level. He's never been a Pro Bowl guy, I believe. He's never had an All-Pro to his name.
The best year he's ever had was with Green Bay, the year he left the Raiders.
Yeah. And we were shocked that we cut him that year. We were like, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, Richie B. But you know what? Look, this is the funny thing, right? These are the times where you almost be like, damn, I wish we had a Meek Robertson in the field.
Hey, man, look, I always loved the Pitbull puppy, man. Andy was the only one that hated the Meek. Yeah. You know what I mean? We were a little rough on him at times because he was a boomer bust guy. He gave up big plays.
I was Andy. I was not rough on the Meek. I like him.
We always liked the Meek Robertson. Salute to just Raiders, baby. Porter might be corner one. Stokes or Bennett might be corner two. From what I'm hearing right now, it sounds like it's Stokes and Porter right now. From what I'm hearing out of Henderson. Once again, it's OTAs, you guys. Mandatory minicamp just started today. So that we don't really know anything until the helmets in the past come on. But once again, it sounded like at OTAs that Stokes and Porter were the guys. But once again, we don't know. I mean, Mello Dotson might come in and make some, make some noise come training camp. Who's to say? We keep forgetting we got our guy Melo, but once again, he's a UDFA.
Yeah, man. Look, everybody just you can't pencil those guys in.
No.
There's only 53 spots on his roster, man. You cannot pencil those guys in.
There it is, 2-4. Breaking news. We have traded for Jalen Ramsey for 3 Oasis fly-ass drip outfits and also threw in a 4th rounder, but they wanted more outfits. So it's my guy, 2-4.
Listen, if that's all it took, they can have him. I got enough.
Salute to my guy, 2-4. Rich, I never thought that Asante Samuel was going to be a Raider. Now, could it still happen? Yes, he's coming off of a nasty injury last season. He's still a free agent for a reason. I don't know where he is health-wise, but I just never thought that he fit with what we were trying to do anyways. I mean, I could be wrong.
Undersized. He's a little undersized. Yeah. He's not the most physical fellow in the world.
The injuries are nasty. You know what I mean? Like
that's not our game. Now, if they can get his old man to play it for us, we'd be okay.
Yeah. But Pete wants a physical defense. You know what would have been great in this system, and I said it to you yesterday? Would have been great with Nate Hobbs if he could have been durable enough.
Oh my God. Yeah.
He would have fit the description of what Pete likes out there at the corner spot, but a guy that can play the run at a high clip, but kind of leaves a lot to be desired in the passing game.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. He couldn't get his hips around and cover anybody.
Yeah. But he was definitely one of the better tacklers on our football team. Salute to Will Duncan on the $10 smackaroonie. This is exactly why you don't spend all your money in the first phases of free agency. If we can get Ramsey or Alexander, it's a slam dunk. Pratt would be a cherry on top. Let Spy Tech cook. Baby. Salute to my guy, Will Duncan on a $10 smackaroonie. Salute to Devin. I wonder what happened. He's out there with the Rams. He signed with the Rams.
Yeah.
Salute to my guy, Emmanuel Forbes.
Yo, I think he's gonna cook though too.
He probably will. They're being patient with him. They brought him over last year, and we're gonna see. I believe they claimed him off the waiver wires. I believe off the waiver wire, but he's out there with the Rams, and they always find ways to turn these guys into great defenders out there with Sean McVay and company.
Hey, man, that boy better go. He better get on that slim, slow diet, man. He got to gain some goddamn weight. That boy is frail.
Hey, Mr. Go For It. You know what's so crazy, man? I like the name, too. That's what's up. Salute to my guy, man. Go for it, man. Fuck it. Just go for it. Brock and Beck are going to be nasty. People tend to forget. We've talked about this a ton. He's a former tight end. Even Steve Smith said that he looks at him as a tight end. So, and Dante alluded to the fact that they're playing him all over the place already here early in OTAs. He's in the slot. He's on the boundary. Like, it's going to be fun to watch Jack Besh in this system, man. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch him in year one.
Yeah, it is.
He's a mature guy too. Very mature.
Mature guy, football guy. Effort. The thing that I love about the way the offense is going to look is they're going to play offense like defenders. They're going to attack the defense. Like Jack Besh is physical, bro. He attacks people.
Yeah.
Ashton Genty attacks people. I love that. You know what I mean? Look, I remember they used to talk about building a bully. Reggie McKenzie said, we're going to build bully building one-on-one, all this other bullshit. No, that's what we're doing now, for real.
Yeah. And it's funny. I left this coaches clinic today at the Star, and Jerry Jones came out and talked to us. Their head coach, Schottenheimer, came and talked to us. Their defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus, former head coach for the Chicago Bears, came out and talked. And I swear, bro, like 3 or 4 of these guys, the defensive line coach came out and talked. Who was it again? I forgot. It was Cotton. Why is it?
Oh my God.
Former defensive line coach for the Jets.
Yeah.
But they had Ken Dorsey, former Miami Hurricane great.
And high stakes Dorsey, man.
Yes, but several of those guys mentioned Pete Carroll, like today. It's funny. I don't know if they just see me Raidered out in there. I was the only Raider in there. Everybody was wearing hella Cowboy shit, but they were like, compete. In the words of Pete Carroll, compete. And there was somebody used the actual quote from him. I'm saying that to say, man, that everybody else, and I think this fan base gets it now, right? But everybody else knows what we have with Pete Carroll, man. Like they know that, like, the culture is definitely about to change, and it's going to happen immediately. I mean, you already see it now. These guys are out there having fun. Media day to day, everybody out there laughing, joking, having fun. Salute to my guy Dante. I spoke to him earlier because his former wide receivers coach now works for the Cowboys. He's their wide receivers coach. So me and him were DMing. It was his wide receiver coach at Oregon for a year in 2022.
Yeah. So I mean, look, it was Aaron White Cotton, bro. I'm sorry. Aaron White Cotton. One of old man brain farts, bro.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying that to say, man, like, it was really cool to see, like, they mentioned our guy several times today. Like, we're in for a good ride, you guys. I think whatever they do, it's going to make sense. If it's Ramsey, great. If it's Jaire, it's great. If it's not, and it's Russell Douglas, great. If it's sticking with what we have, and Mello Dotson is a guy that's ready to go, and they feel that he can make this roster, and whatever it is, I'm here for it. But once again, I think we all should feel some type of anxiety if this is that room. And I think this is a sneaky room, but it's a sneaky room. It's very unproven. And I think that we all deserve to, rightfully so, have some anxiety with this, with these corners right now.
Yeah, right.
Honestly.
Yo, real quick, I give
Rudy too, my guy.
We have to give a rest in peace to a legend, Sly Stone.
Yes.
Sly Stone, man. I mean, a legend, man. And soul music, just. I mean, bro, you know, the stuff that I grew up on. You know, my parents love Sly and the Family Stone. Yo, rest in peace to Sly Stone, died at 82 years of age. I know it has nothing to do with football, but that kind of hit me because, you know what I'm saying?
Sly Stone is goated, man. I mean, Wasted was 34 when Elvis came out.
Yeah, man. I mean, and the funny thing is when I was 34, you were about 18 when Elvis came out.
You were what, 58? You were 58 when he died on the toilet.
Yeah, blue suede shoes, man. You were right there in Graceland, trying to sell Girl Scout cookies or something.
Blue Oyster.
Oh yeah. Not the Blue Oyster.
Salute to Laney. Wasted in Graphk. Salute to our sis in the building, Laney 2B. Appreciate you. Salute to Marcus Banks in the building. This is OLV. Appreciate you, my guy. Salute to Alex, man. That's a cold one right there. Banging my side chick and watching the content. It's fun. Salute to my guy.
Yo, shout out to Alex, man. He is a GOAT, man.
Yeah.
He is the master of the side chick.
Yes, the master.
He's the master of the side chick, man. I mean, I think he got side chicks like Books of Spades.
Books of Spades.
4 and Impossible.
Yes, 4 and Impossible. Salute to Dan. Pete already pinned Mumford on an elimination match by Mumford. They were definitely having some fun out there, man, at OTAs, man. It's good to see Mumford back in the fold. I know Wasted doesn't think he's going to make this roster, but I think he's healthy now. And I just think that he brings too much value with the versatility that he possesses. Remember that time when Colton missed some games? He looked pretty good at left tackle for us.
No, he cooked.
Yeah.
But there was also times where he had to get in, and they put him back at left tackle, and he didn't look good. What was that? F up out of here. Don't try to put Elvis on me. Elvis was a hero the most. Put Elvis on me. Get the F up out of here with that.
Yo, real quick, too. I wanted to go over this. I know a lot of people, because we've been talking about a lot of these guys that we have in that secondary, the safeties, the deep, the corners, about the versatility that they possess. And there was an interview via ESPN. John Spytek talked about Jeremy Chinn and bringing him over and how they're going to deploy him on the defensive side of the ball. And this is what he had to say. He's got such an amazing skill set for a man of his size. Pause, Spytek. And you love the intelligence and the instincts that go with it. He's like a big nickel. You love his size on the edge, his ability to blitz and support the run. Then he's a guy that can still drop back and play as part of deep coverage as well. I think it started early on in my rookie season. This comes from Chinn now, talking about the versatility. Just being in a situation where I was asked to do a lot of certain things and just kind of made my mindset like, this is the life of the NFL. Like, there's going to be a lot of different roles, a lot of different responsibilities. So I kind of took that role with the rest of my career. I feel like I can affect the game in a lot of ways. In this defense, it's allowing me to do this. Now, this may be a hot take, okay? And tell me if I'm tweaking right here. I think that Chinn, 2-year deal, $16 million. He's stupid. I think that he can bring what we thought that Merrick can bring. I think that he's going to do exactly what we thought he can do. Merrick could blitz. It was fun to watch him. They send him in like a missile. Graham started to play him to his strengths those last few seasons. But once again, I felt like Merrick left a lot in coverage. I thought that we didn't get a chance to really see him operate. Remember watching him at TCU? Seen him a ton in the slot. Like he was ball hawk, versatile. They moved him around a ton. And I'm not saying they didn't move him around in this defense. I'm just saying I think that this can be that. I'm excited, man. Like everybody keeps mentioning Jeremy Chinn. He's still fairly young as well.
Bro, listen, the guy's only been this is third year in the league.
Yeah.
And this is a guy last year who had 117 tackles, bro. He is on an upward trajectory. That's the kind of free agent move that the Raiders used to make back in the day. There's some people who have come to the Raiders and made their career with us, right?
Yeah.
For whatever reason, two different teams. I guess he got caught up in the sauce, lost in the sauce. 2 sacks, interception last year.
This is
the 117 tackles is big for me.
This is his 6th season, though. Just want you to
season.
Yes, but he's 27 years old. He's still really good.
I'm tweaking. I'm sorry. But listen, the thing with Jeremy Chinn was I'd never heard of the kid until last year.
What?
I hadn't heard of him until last year. I'm not going to lie. I don't pay attention to the Carolina Panthers like that.
Wow.
I hadn't heard of him. I was not familiar with his game.
Bro.
I'm sorry, Jeremy Chinn.
We talked a ton about him coming out of, was it Southern Illinois, I believe?
Bro.
At the collegiate level, he was a stud, bro.
I'm not going to sit up here and cap like I remember, bro, like that.
Yeah.
I did not. Yeah. I was not familiar with him until last year.
Okay. I mean, hey, look, you're being honest about it. But once again, I watched him very closely at the collegiate level when he was a stud. I seen why Carolina made that move. It just, he's kind of bounced around the league, but now he's on his third team, fourth?
Shinster.
Carolina, Washington, and with us on his third team. So, but I'm excited to see the way they're going to play him in this defense. Salute the True Raider podcast. Does Pete have a history of bringing in big name?
I've never seen him do that. He's a guy who develops.
Drafts them.
He drafts them and develops them. Yeah. I haven't seen Pete Carroll actually ever bring in a big name corner. Like,
nope.
If you talk about, the LOB, they drafted Sherm. They drafted Brandon Browner, right? They drafted all of those guys.
I mean, honestly, name some big name guys that he's brought in, period. I think Beast Mode is like the only guy. I don't really know how many of those, like Russ was drafted there. The whole Legion of Boom was drafted there. I mean, Bobby Wagner
did a phenomenal job there.
Bruce Irvin, like the list goes on of those guys that they were drafted to Seattle. They just drafted really, really well. But I don't remember him bringing in a ton. That's
and then with the Jets and with New England, that's so early in his career.
Yeah,
he didn't really have total autonomy over who they brought in. So Pete, when you start talking about the LOB, that's the lion's share of his career.
Jamal Adams,
but Jamal Adams, bro,
wasn't the same guy when they brought him in.
Yeah, and not for nothing, John Snyder's the GM there. That's why John Snyder's still there.
Yeah, but they thought that he can be that guy to build that defense back up in that image of the Legion of Boom.
Yeah, and Jamal Adams is one of those guys where the idea of Jamal Adams is better before he gets into your team, right? The idea of what he should have been is better than what he's actually been playing like. I remember people were saying he was the best player in his draft class.
Look, if he ain't blitzing,
bro. He needs to do like LaRon Landry, bro, and just keep taking them roids and become a linebacker.
Hey, unshare the thing. That's why you're kind of going in and out. There you go. Salute to UA. Can't build a bully with Kappa, Meredith, Parham, and DJ effing Glaze. Get the F out of here, wasted. Salute to my guy UA. Always the most negative Raider fan in the world, and we love him for it. Salute to our guy UA. In the words of Stu, UA.
That's Stu's favorite shit right there, yo.
He just
that's when he was in his heyday,
bro.
I thought he was trying to rank on your socks.
Bro, he texted me the other day, UA, just the other day.
He's like, that boy got them UAs on.
Bro, me and him were drunk as shit at the airport in Ontario, California. And we were sitting at this bar and we were just shitting on everybody that was walking by with disgusting shoes. We almost got kicked out the goddamn airport.
That's crazy. That would never be me. You could never shit on me. Ever.
Here we go with that fly shit.
True Raider. Listen, that's what I do,
He developed some True Raider. That's what historically he's been great at, bringing in guys and developing them. Definitely. Let me see. Get a few questions in, you guys, before we get out of here. 45.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
How the F did you manage to take a joke that I used on Jeremy Chubbs and put it on my lap for the rest of humanity telling people that I have the gout. How did you do that?
The thing is this, man.
It was almost like Thomas Edison stealing the patent for the light bulb.
What did Kendrick Lamar say? Master manipulator.
You's a master hater. Out of here.
Yo,
Vader.
Here we go. Hey, it's funny. S. Dot, we talked about you the other day on the phone. We said it's so funny when S. Dot just comes through and derails the show with some offensive line bullshit.
Yeah, man.
And here he goes, man. I'm excited to see Laki Tasi block next to Jackson Powers Johnson, plowing heavy defensive tackles out of the way.
Bro, get that. Dog. I had somebody telling me that, yo, he's advanced because he played like, dog, this dude has never taken a snap in the National Football League. And I'm not even sure whether he's ever played organized football before.
You're wrong, Wasted.
What'd he play?
He's going to be a stud, and he's never played football, I believe.
All right, so get the F up out of here, bro. Like, come on, dog. Like, the idea of him is great. Like, the athlete that he is, athletic profile, excellent. Could he possibly be developed into a player? Yes. But, bro, the NFL is a man's league, bro. You got dudes that have been playing this game their whole life. We don't even know if you can develop him to a guy that you can even put on the field to take snaps. The F are we talking about here?
We're talking about what Vader said. Laki Tasi definitely got the length and girth to be a bully.
Well, listen, man. you know, I've been told I've had length and girth.
Oh my God!
I've been told.
Earl Thomas, KJ Wright, and Cam Chancellor, very good picks for the Hawks as well. This is facts. I hate that there's multiple people that have this as their picture, as their default picture. I hate it.
Yo, Anthony, it needs to be blocked. Like, for real, man. Anthony, you were so this is a family show. I'm sorry. This is the thing. Look. This time of day, it's always a family show, right? People are riding home from work. I am sorry about the girthy and lengthy response that I gave.
Devin says, Lecky used to absolutely destroy my high school. He did go to San Leandro High. They used to put him at fullback when they played against us. Yes, I heard great things about him back home in the Bay, for sure. He said that man
too, though. He's not even talking about Laki Tasi, though.
Oh yeah, that kid's he's from. Where's he from? The international porter player. Where's he from? I forgot where exactly.
Some shit. I don't know what.
Yeah, but no, you're talking about the defensive tackle that we brought in from the Jets, I believe, right? He played for the Jets previously. I keep forgetting that we brought him in as well. Forgot about that. I mean, he's a depth.
I forget, Doug. I forget about all of the guys that are developmental guys. To me, that's not even on my radar because it never works out.
New Zealand, Dan. There you go.
I said New Zealand. You don't be paying attention to me, Doug. Yo, bro.
Somebody say something, chat.
Yo, did I not just say New Zealand before he went on that diatribe?
I don't think so. Salute to Shock Bowers.
Yo, see, you're about to get blocked. Don't you ever mention the great Mrs. Wasted.
Australian rugby player. He's right, though. That's the only person that said that about you, ever. You know what I mean? But hey, that's all that matters, right?
You don't ever mention Mrs. Wasted.
Yo, Wasted Davis and Graphk Davis together on the screen would be fire. Somebody put the wig on Wasted then.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Put the wig on Wasted, baby.
Yeah, with a baseball cap brim.
Yeah. Yo, salute to everybody in the building. We talked about the Jaire Alexander release. Also, it looks like Germaine Pratt will be on the move. He will be released here shortly from the Cincinnati Bengals if he hasn't been just yet. We talked about the versatility and how they plan to deploy Jeremy Chinn on the defensive side of the ball. Looks like he's going to be all over the place. We went over some landing spots with Jaire Alexander, the Raiders definitely being one of them because of the glaring – is it the glaring hole, pause, at the cornerback position? We can definitely use another one. Yeah, I mean, is it gaping hole? Is that what? Gaping, glaring?
Grab.
Something like that.
This is terrible, bro. This is a family show. You got to stop.
We need to call our defense the Stormtroopers. Salute to John Bailey, my guy.
Appreciate we need to call our defense a good defense. I'm tired of nicknaming people and teams and things before they do any damn thing. Like, bro, we talked about this a long time ago. Do you guys remember Larry Asante? You guys remember Larry Asante?
Yeah.
You know, everybody was calling him Venom because he looked cool in his uniform. Guy didn't make one goddamn tackle for it. I don't want to hear this crap anymore. Look, we got to go out here. We got to win. None of this bull crap.
We're gonna be okay with Pete Carroll in the mix. This defense is gonna take the next step this upcoming season with him in the building, barring, God forbid, any injuries. Knock on wood. Pause. Salute to the chat, man. Get a couple more questions in, you guys, before we get out of here. About to hit the hour mark here in about 5-10 minutes. Get a few questions in before we shake, rattle, and roll. It's not a ton to talk about. We wanted to touch on the situation with Jaire Alexander, pause if necessary. Also, you guys, AFC West round table, the former guys from the round table, our AFC West show will be tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Pull up on the show. Check us out. Waste is going to have a solo show here for you rocking. If not tomorrow, the following day as well. We're going to be very active.
Tell you guys, that is, that AFC West show, man. Let me tell you something. That show is ass. I mean, I can't stand seeing the faces of all of those content creators from other teams. It pisses me off. That's why every time they're on the screen, I come in there and flame them. Jake, you crank yanker puppet looking. No. Listen, what does he look like? He looks like freaking
America.
America puppet. Yeah, and then the other kid.
What do you say?
America. Fuck yeah. He's coming through to save the motherfucking day, yeah.
So no, that show is an excellent show. Those guys are good guys. Even though Darcy pisses me off, he has a head like a gallon of milk. It's unbelievable.
Love my guys. AFC West show tomorrow night, you guys. Tap in with us. Stay tuned. It's like America Force or something like that. Was that it's the South Park movie, right?
It's Team America.
Team America. There you go.
Look, come on. You can't tell me that Jake doesn't look like this guy. Come on, man. Team America. Fuck yeah. Come on, bro. Looks just like him.
Dog, send that to me, bro. Send No.
Told you, bro. You look just like him.
Holy shit. Oh, no. No, bro. Oh,
yo, Ben is funny though. I like Ben.
My God, bro. Salute to the most. I'm not gonna lie. Ben is pretty funny. Just got to see how many shows you got left before y'all get canceled. Oh, yeah. Ben's gonna definitely get us knocked off the map very soon.
Yeah, Ben.
For sure. Salute to Ben, man. Yo, that's
I told you, bro.
No, bro. Send me that flick. I'm about to send it to the group chat, bro. They're gonna be crying, man. Salute to my guy Jake. But once again, that show is tomorrow, so stay tuned for that.
I'm just mad because when y'all are doing the show, my jokes don't land, so I'm trying to get my shit now.
Off now, so yeah, because in the chat it's kind of difficult. Yeah, I get, bro. That shit, that shit's hilarious. Anything on the way out, Mr. Wasted Talent?
Team America.
Fuck yeah.
Yo, salute to the greatest chat YouTube history. On the way out, make sure you guys wipe them feet, pay your bar tabs, hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Rick, yes, that's why I'm getting off the show now. I'm getting ready to watch Raw. Supposed to be a bunch of surprises tonight. So we're going to be locked and loaded to do our thing. Salute to my wife behind the scenes on some goofy shit. Yo, appreciate you guys for rocking once again. If you guys are just joining, run it back. Make sure you guys get those likes up. Keep us in the algorithm. They're off season, be off seasoning sometimes. So make sure you get those likes up on both sides. Also, 2-4 on the way out says wasted. Find Darcy's picture. Oh, that's just American Dad. That's the American Dad.
Nah, I got a better one than that, yo. I got a better one than that. Trust me. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it so if I'm ever on screen with that gallon of milk headed.
If you find it, I want you to pop on for 2 seconds tomorrow. Show it and just dip.
So I just
put it on the screen and then just leave.
Okay.
That would make that shit so like fire, bro. Cheat code type shit. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Here we go. Salute. As always, we are outro, y'all. Y'all have a blessed Monday. We are out.